That's November 1st for that. Also tonight, La Costa County Football is participating in American Football Coaches Association National Fundraiser Awareness Program, Coach to Cure Muscular Dystrophy. This is the 8th straight year that Mavericks have participated in total raised over $4,000 for research to cure Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Junior varsity players are circulating during the first half of tonight's game, passing helmets to raise money to fund research to find a cure for Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. 1 in 3,500 babies are born with Duchenne. Please help Coach to Cure Muscular Dystrophy in their mission to fight Duchenne's muscular dystrophy.
I told her it would be soon. Can you see who those three are? Get on it. She's just sitting there. Okay, I'm dying to say, who are the Macs? You said go Macs. That's true. Well, I can chat back at her. I really mess with her.
Just yell at her over the head. She's right there. I see her sitting there.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the stadium, your Costa Canyon Mavericks!
You can shoot them as they come off.
And at the 50-yard line, honorary captain Ryan Becker, along with Captain Jason Martinez, Trevor Hyde, Trevor Hagan, and Marshall Eicher. For the Knights, the captain, Gavin Taverny, Jalen Boehner, and Maverick Martin.
Oh, that's fine.
Our referee tonight is Jacob Whitler, umpire Sal Gambino, head linesman John Isham, line judge Terrence Green, United States Navy, and back judge Chad Murphy.
Welcome to the LCC Maverick Football Network. I'm your announcer, Steve Scoville, and we're here for some awesome football tonight where the San Marcos Knights have come to visit us here in Carlsbad as the sun sets on a beautiful Friday night. 69 degrees, going to go down to about 64, and I've already got my sweatshirt on. It's cold as all get out. But we're happy you're here with us, as long as you're not suffering like we are. I want to go over the sponsors real quick. Oh, you know what? We're going to take a break for the national anthem, and then we'll do the sponsors.
We ask that you please rise, remove your hats, and direct your attention to the west end zone for our national anthem. Tonight, the special anthem performed by the Maverick Brigade, featuring Emma White singing, drum major Jared Fine, and all under the direction of Mrs. Megan Ratliff. Emma White with the Maverick Brigade, the only marching band in the San Diego Union High School.
Taking a look at our sponsors for tonight, our sponsors for this season, I should say. First up are our two main sponsors, Viasat and the Lippert family. Viasat, for all your AV needs, Viasat.com. And our second sponsor, Vladan Trifunovic, State Farm Insurance Agent Vladan Trifunovic. You can reach him at vladtheagent.com. Vladtheagent.com. We thank you so much for your support throughout the season. And the list of sponsors goes on. The green level sponsors: Compass Real Estate, Laura Rosalinsky, Dream Dinners, Longevity Physical Therapy, North County School of Driving, the Blair and L.J. Nicholas Charitable Fund, Veterinary Specialty Associates. And the blue sponsors, Beam Orthodontics, Dr. Jeffrey Schaefer, Bicor Construction, City Ballet of San Diego, Core Orthopedics, Cross Pizzeria, Davis Pediatric Dentistry, Dick's Sporting Goods, EOS Fitness, Flippin' Pizza, Frederick's Electric, Full Smile Orthodontics, Dr. Adams, Coldwell Banker, Gretchen Mitchell, Jersey Mike's in La Costa Town Center, Jody Gunderson and Earl Curtis, Malloy's, Randy Jolson College Consulting, Rosati's, Seaside Wealth Management, Squire Milner CPA's Tom Goddard, and Yummy Cupcakes rounds out our sponsors. Thank you very much for all of your help throughout the season. We appreciate you very much. And the kickoff is already away. LCC has taken the ball. They're going to start on their 20-yard line, 1st and 10. And we're going to see what kind of fun we're going to have in this game tonight. Eicher back to take the pass. He throws off into the flats to Aiden Lippert, who's on the run. Takes off for a gain of about 13 yards.
Marshall Eicher's pass is complete to Aiden Lippert. Jalen Maynard on the coverage for the Knights. Gain of 11 on the play. 1st and 10 Mavericks from the 31-yard line.
Aiden Lippert back from an injury. Nice to have him back on the squad, doing work for us. First time back, I think, since Vista, since week 2, where we played Vista. San Marcos coming into town with a 2-3 record, just off of a big win over Mount Carmel, 35-0 last week. Aiden Lippert again gets the ball and gets another gain of about 10 yards, looks like, and a new first down. Taking the pitch. So San Marcos with that big win over Mount Carmel last week, 35-0. And LCC coming off of a bye week. And of course the week before that was the quadruple overtime loss to Oceanside. So Mavericks are looking to put a tick in the W column this week. And they're hoping that the San Marcos Knights are going to cooperate with that wish. Eicher takes the snap, he fakes the handoff and throws it short to Trevor Gonzalez. That'll be an incomplete pass and 2nd down.
Marshall Eicher's pass intended for Trevor Gonzalez.
A couple of players worth mentioning on the San Marcos squad. One of the guys I was looking at the stats today, this guy plays both ways and racks up numbers on both sides of the ball, and that's JT Dozier. Let's see, where is that guy? Number 24 is JT Dozier, so we'll be watching out for him tonight. He's got some great numbers as both a running back. He's got 21 carries for 275 yards. This guy busts away every time. He's averaging 13.1 yards per carry. Not the most carries of all the running backs, but definitely getting some major yards. And then also he's showing up on defense with 30 tackles, 17 solo and 13 assists. So he's doing work for the San Marcos Knights for sure. Eicher takes a low snap. He's back to pass. He's looking for somebody, finds nobody, and actually ekes out about 6 yards on that one. And has a San Marcos Knight roll onto him late, but no flag.
By Marley Arnaldo.
Also of note, kind of interesting, there is a player on San Marcos tonight. His name is Maverick Martin, which is interesting. Kind of probably rough for him on a night like tonight. But he is coming back for the first time after 12 weeks of rehab. He had a shattered, dislocated ankle. And tonight is his first night back. So we'll see what he can produce for San Marcos. And there's a flag on the play.
Penalty mark on the play.
And as always, we encourage you guys to jump on the chat and say hello. Tell us where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you and let us know how things are looking and sounding. Always glad to have people watching, and glad you're standing behind the Mavericks and supporting them wherever you happen to be in the United States and beyond. So it looks like it's encroachment.
Penalty is
Offsides against San Marcos. So that'll be another set of first downs, another set of downs for LCC. Now in San Marcos territory on the 46-yard line. Coach Nick Cataldo, glad to have you along tonight, man. And the Mavericks are doing a last-second shift, and it generates a flag. We'll see if it's the kind of flag we want.
Penalty marker on the play.
Referees are discussing it. And the call is against the Mavericks.
Against LCC.
So there's something about that shift. Sometimes we do it right, sometimes we don't, or sometimes the refs call it and sometimes they don't. Coach Sovakul hot on the field. He's not happy with that call at all. It seems like one game to the next it's different. We do it exactly the same, I think, each time, but it gets called differently at different times. Eicher takes the snap. He's back to pass again, looking for somebody. Finds Aiden Lippert in the flats, who gets about a yard. Took a lot of work to get back to the line of scrimmage, and then he fell forward for an extra yard. Speaking of coaches, Coach Ed, shout out to Coach Ed, who's watching on an iPad. Would love to have you on the sidelines, bro. Glad you're doing better, and happy you're along for the ride tonight.
Is the move crew here tonight? Just wondering.
It is homecoming for LCC tonight, so we'll have festivities during halftime. As Eicher takes the snap, a back to pass again, looking, not finding anybody, scrambling on the run, gets back up to the line of scrimmage, and nothing doing beyond that. So that'll be third. Actually, that's a loss of a yard technically. So that'll be 3rd and 10 from the 46. Can't get off that 46 at this point.
Brings up 3rd and 10 for the Mavericks.
Big crowd tonight here on the LCC side. It's jungle theme night. Jungle, welcome to the jungle. Lots of leopard print and animal prints, and a few people actually dressed as animals. And LCC wanting to be some animals on the field right about now. Eicher takes the snap, back to pass. Getting his blocks. He gets it off. Down to number 15. Blake Witzenberg hauls it in down around the 24-yard line. That's a gain of about 17 yards and a first down. And the Mavericks are going no huddle. Eicher takes the snap and pitches to Aiden Lippert, who's running around the side looking for room. Didn't find a whole lot, but it looks like he picked up about 2 yards. Speaking of animals, once we get on the defensive side of the ball, you might be looking for one number 9, Ozzie Nicholas. Ozzie Nicholas having some great news today. He committed officially to Princeton University. Linebacker, number 9. Unfortunately, he is not here. He is injured and not going to be back for the rest of the season. So, speaking of animals, there's an animal we're not going to have on the defensive side tonight, but I think we're going to be okay. Eicher takes a snap, and he's in trouble. Loss of about 4 on that sack. San Marcos coming up with the sack. 3-4 guys on that tackle.
Brings up 3rd and 12 from the 26-yard line.
Eicher coming to the sidelines to get the play call. Going back out to let the rest of the guys know what's going on. LCC knocking on the red zone from the 24-yard line, but it is 3rd down. So this is an important one. wideouts to the right and one to the left, and one in the backfield with Eicher, who's in the shotgun. There's a man in motion. Eicher takes the snap, throws off into the flats to Blake Witzenberg, who's got some running room, and he got around to about the 16-yard line. Not quite to the first down, but definitely in better shape than we were a play ago. And now Mavericks go in no huddle once again.
4th and 1.
And snapping the ball. Looked like Eicher ran backwards into his own man and got bounced forwards, but it's going to be up to the refs in the spot to determine whether they got it or not. I'm going to say that's awfully darn close. But the referee is going to measure it. Seems like that's the theme for this season. I feel like we've seen the chain gang on the field more times this season than many seasons in the past.
North County School of Driving, the Blair and LJ Nicholas Charitable Fund, Veterinary Specialty Associates.
So here comes the chain gang.
Also, blue sponsors of $500 and up.
And it looks like they didn't get it. San Marcos is signaling that we didn't get it. So that'll be a turnover on down. San Marcos will take over 1st and 10 from their own 14-yard line. So now we get to see the Maverick defense. Not without Ozzie Nicholas, but they were without Ozzie Nicholas for the first couple games of the season as well. So I think this is familiar territory for the defense for the Mavericks. 4:43 left in the first quarter. This has gone by fast. Very fast. Emmett Brown is in a quarterback for the Knights. He's got some impressive stats for the season. Takes the snap, hands it off to number 9. Tyler Boucher.
Ball carrier brought down by Dylan Silva.
Emmett Brown, he's 59 of 130 for 890 yards. 59 completions out of 130 attempts, about 45%. So he's having a pretty stellar season so far. 6 games in, 5 games in, 6 games in, I think. Takes the snap again. He's looking to pass this time. Rolling to his right, looking, throwing long. He's got a man opened who he actually hauled it in at the LCC 42-yard line, 41-yard line. Just one step beyond his man and actually managed to pull that one in. So San Marcos striking deep.
They have 41 on the play, 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
As the chain gang moves up, San Marcos already ready to take the snap. So there we go, an example of Emmett Brown's skills as a passer. And that handoff to number 9, nothing doing for Busher. Forward progress, I think, got him up to the 40-yard line. Gain of 1.
For the quarterback for the Knights.
Brown takes the snap and hands off again to Busher, who's again met by about 4 or 5 Mavericks. Is brought down. I think forward progress got him back to the line of scrimmage. But he was brought down quickly by at least 4 of the Mavericks. A little bit of a change here in the defensive personnel. 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right, 1 in the backfield with Brown. And LCC jumps, and that looks like it's going to be offsides on LCC.
Penalty mark on the play.
So that's going to be 5-yard penalty. It's going to give them 3rd and 3. Not the kind of advantage we wanted to be giving them. And now the defense has got to be on top of it.
Straight back for the quarterback for the Knights. 3rd and 3 from the 34-yard line.
Hands it off to number 14, looks like, and he's got some running room. Nick Tiefer. Is that 14? I apologize if I get the numbers wrong.
Straight out for the Caden Vonhoff.
Nope.
Hunter
I got it wrong.
Benny on the coverage for the Mavericks.
Caden Vonnet.
Gain of 14 on the play.
Caden Vonnet, one of their
First and 10
leading rushers. .303 yards and 59 carries he's had. And that's a keeper, but no room to run for that
Brown,
one.
the ball carrier.
So Brown ends up losing a yard.
Brought down by a herd of Mavericks.
Second down now from the 21-yard line. San Marcos just outside the red zone. LCC's defense needs to tighten up the seams a little bit. And a handoff to Vonnet again. And he gets forward for about 4 yards. 5 yards, 4 yards. So that'll be 3rd and 6 for San Marcos. And they now are in the red zone with 1:20 left in the first quarter.
The ball carrier brought down by
This
Chad
quarter
Nushi.
has gone by very fast. Or it certainly feels like it anyway.
3rd and 6 from the 16-yard line.
Shift in the defense there for LCC. Handoff to Vonnet again, who powers through all the way to the 6-yard line. And that'll get him a fresh set of downs and 1st and goal.
Tyler Busher is the ball carrier brought down by Hunter Benny. 9-yard
So,
gain.
the stats don't lie. The guys that are
Goal
producing the
night.
numbers are producing them tonight for San Marcos. Brown takes the snap, hands off to Vonnet again. Struggles forward, fights forward. No, it's not Vonnet. This time it's Busher. And Busher gets all the way up to the 2-yard line.
Ball carrier brought down by Christopher Sanchez.
2nd and goal from the 2.
Second
San
and
Marcos
goal from the 2-yard
knocking on
line.
the door. Emmett Brown takes the snap, and it looks like he's able to fall forward on the backs of the rest of his line. And that's a touchdown, San Marcos.
Touchdown Knights. Score 6-0 in favor of the Knights.
Jumping ahead of myself. 15 seconds left in the first quarter, and the Knights are the first ones to draw blood. In for the extra point.
Evan Vanderhey to attempt the
Evan
point after
Vanderhey.
for the Knights.
Number 17. Snap is bad, but the hold gets down, and the kick is up and good. Oh,
Point
and it's
after
no good.
is no good.
Looks like
Making
maybe
the
it was
score
wide right. It was
6
hard to see
Mavericks
from up
0.
here. But that's going to leave the score 6-0. So the Knights are the first ones to strike. LCC probably a little bit surprised, but now they have an idea of maybe some of the adjustments that they need to make. And the San Marcos crowd, student section already chanting, "I believe we will win." Seems maybe a little premature, but never know, right?
Mavericks Brigade, the only marching band in the San Diego Union High School District. Evan Vanderhey to kick for the Knights. Nathan Lippert and David Wadsworth receiving for the Mavericks.
And the kick is off, and it's long, but it's not going to make it to the end zone, so it's fielded about the 6-yard line. And there's some running room, and this is Aiden Lippert, and he's shown us this way too many times, all the way out to the 44-yard line. Man, if there were just one more space, one more guy to beat, and I think he would have been gone. So Mavericks 1st and 10 from the 44. Only 7 seconds left in the quarter.
37 yards.
See if they can make something happen here before the quarter is up.
From the 44-yard line, Marshall Aker at quarterback.
Probably going to go long here if they, oh, shows what I know. Aiden Lippert takes the handoff, and he gets about 3 yards. And that's going to run the clock down.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the
And
first
it'll be
quarter.
simple switch for the referees to just jump on the other side of the 50. And we will get off and running into the second quarter. As I mentioned before, feel free to hit us up in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to shout you out. Let the rest of our audience know who's watching and from where. We've had viewers as far away as, where's our furthest viewer been from? Oh, the North Korea one. Yeah, we had somebody supposedly watching from North Korea, but yeah, I'm not sure. Hawaii, right? We've had Hawaii before. I want to say New Zealand, but that might be stretching it. I don't know. Shout out to Bob, who's doing a great job on the camera tonight. If anything's wrong with the image, just curse Bob out in the chat. So ready to pick up where we left off here in the second quarter.
Mavericks football would like to welcome the FNL Vikings, Cole, Hudson, and Cooper. 2nd and 6 Mavericks from the 48-yard line.
LCC with the ball, wanting to get across the midfield line and to make something of this game. Get something back in. There's Aiden Lippert spinning, diving for about 3 yards, looks like. I think Aiden is most dangerous in the open field. His older brother Carson also played for the Mavericks, and he was very dangerous in the open field as well. Both very fast. I know that Carson went to Stanford for track. I'm not sure what Aiden's looking at for his future. And a shift from the Mavericks. And a settle, no flag this time, so it looks like we did that correctly. And the handoff goes to Lippert, who breaks the first tackle and a second tackle. Gets hit by about 6 San Marcos players, and it's finally brought down on the 39-yard line of San Marcos.
On the coverage for the night.
So a gain of about
10 on the play, 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line.
10, I guess. That looked like more than 10 to me, but so nice run by Aiden Lippert, spinning and dodging. Juking and jiving, as they say, to get those extra yards. So LCC now into San Marcos territory, wanting to even the score and do it quickly. Eicher takes the snap, hands it off to Lippert, looking for room on the outside, almost gets taken out in the backfield, but instead probably got about a yard or 2. Just about somebody about swept his feet. Sweep the leg. Somebody about swept his legs in the backfield, but didn't quite get him. He was able to stabilize and get back up on his feet and churn out for an extra. I think from that point when he got hit, he probably ran another 6 or 8 yards, 6 or 7 yards. So good effort on the part of Aiden Lippert. We got 2 wideouts to the right and Marshall Eicher with 2 in the backfield with him. He's in the shotgun, as is the normal way to go that he does things. Takes the snap. Handoff looked like it was supposed to go to Lippert, but Lippert was on the opposite side of him. But Eicher kept it himself, and it managed to squeeze out an extra 6 yards. So I think we're looking at 3rd and 3. So it looked like that might have been a botched handoff. A little miscommunication there between Lippert and Eicher. But Eicher had the wherewithal to keep the ball himself and to actually turn it into some decent yardage. So we got 2 bunched wideouts on the left, 1 on the right, 1 in the backfield with Eicher. Takes the snap and hands off to Lippert, and there's that open field I was telling you about. Can he beat the safety? He does. Touchdown, Mavericks.
Aiden Lippert, 33 yards.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. When Aiden Lippert gets the open field, it's highly unlikely you're going to be able to bring him down. or to get to him, I should say. It's not even a matter of bringing him down. It's a matter of catching up to him. Joe Bowman in for the kick, and the kick is up and good.
Making the score, Mavericks 7, Knights 6.
A shift in the lead. LCC now on top by 1, 7-6 with 9 minutes left in the second quarter. Excellent run by Aiden Lippert. As a matter of fact, I think he churned out the majority of the yards on that particular series, with Eicher taking care of a few himself, which is what he's been doing all season. So now the LCC crowd is singing and chanting. They're not saying we will win just yet, but I'm sure it's not long from now. Good crowd here tonight at Maverick Stadium on One Maverick Way in Carlsbad, California. Like I said in the pregame show, about 69 degrees at the game start. By the end of the game, it should be around 64, and I'm glad I'm wearing my sweatshirt already. Joe Bowman for the kick, and the kickoff is going to go deep into the end zone, so that's a touchback. And the San Marcos Knights will take it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Joe Bowman's kick results in a touchback. 1st and 10 Knights from the 20-yard line. Mavericks would like to thank
just in case you're wondering, that's exactly what I look like right now. I'm wearing that exact same sweatshirt. I have a different hat on. But it's chilly, and as a result, I'm dressed appropriately.
Coldwell Banker, Gretchen Mitchell.
So if you don't like the announcing, you can gripe at me in the chat. If you don't like the camera work, gripe at Bob. If you don't like the football, they'll know what to tell you there. San Marcos now 1st and 10 from the 20. The handoff goes to, looks like Busher, and he's met by all sorts of Mavericks.
Busher, the ball carrier.
Might have gotten a half a yard on that one, so.
Stopped by Peter Patrick.
2nd and a long 9.
From the 29-yard line. 21-yard line.
San Marcos. Two to the right, two to the left, one in the backfield with Emmett Brown, who passes and actually gets off to the sideline there to Jalen Boehner, number 4. With a gain of about 6 yards or 5 yards. That's going to be 3rd and 3 or 4. Up to the 26-yard line.
3rd and 3.
And San Marcos looking for a change in the play from the sidelines possibly. Switches sides with the running back. Again, 2 wideouts to the left and right. Takes a snap, hands it off. He's met at the line, but still able to get about a yard. And I think that was Busher again.
Ball carrier stopped by Skylar Briggs. The result of that play brings up 4th.
So that's 4th and 1. And considering the field position, I'd say San Marcos is probably wise to be punting here. So we've got Jaden Lucian and Aiden Lippert back. I believe, no, is that Aiden? Back to receive the punt. And the snap is kind of low, but the punter manages to grab it, and it's fielded by Lucian, who's running now and getting a bit of a lane on the right-hand side, all the way up to the 47-yard line of San Marcos.
Punt. Received by Jaden Lucian.
So Jaden Lucian getting a decent run back, about 12 to 15 yards. And that's going to give LCC decent field position inside the San Marcos territory at the 47. I think I'd mentioned a couple weeks ago that it seems like the announcer's job is to just tell you everything that's already on the screen, like how much time is left and how many people are on the left side and the right side. Like here we got bunched wideouts on the left and 2 on the right. 1 in the backfield with Eicher, but you can see all that. And the handoff goes to Caden Wadsworth. And Caden with a gain, and Mavericks going no huddle. Caden with a gain of about
Wadsworth,
6.
the ball carrier for the Mavericks.
Ikers takes a snap, hands off again, but this time he's met by, looked like number 87 maybe. Oh. A little bit of chippiness out here in the deep secondary. I don't know if this is officially a rivalry, but these teams don't necessarily like each other, but it's football, right? It's how things go. Cameron St. Onge on the tackle.
From the 42-yard line.
Stopping Wadsworth pretty much, I think, behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe he lost a yard or two. And LCC's calling timeout.
First timeout of the half.
Coach Sovakul out on the field talking to one of the refs. Not looking incredibly hot at the moment, but he can get hot from time to time.
Consulting, Rosati's, Seaside Wealth Management, Score Miller CPAs, Todd Goddard, Yummy Cupcakes.
6:43 left in the second quarter.
Like to thank our cheer
and again, hang out for halftime because there will be some homecoming homecoming activities going on.
DCH Auto Group.
Sean Murray, we see you. Eastern UP of Michigan, the Upers are tuned in tonight. A balmy 37 degrees up there in the UP, huh? I guess I should stop complaining. But the sad part is I grew up in Michigan, and I used to wear shorts when it was 40 degrees outside. So clearly my blood is thinned, and I've become quite the wimp. But thanks for tuning in, Sean Murray. Glad you're along for the ride. Tammy Coco, 72 degrees at the start of the game, I know, but it's cooled off. Believe me, we were sweating it out when the setting up for the game, but that's all changed. That has all changed. It's not too bad. I mean, it's, if you're watching from somewhere like Michigan where it's 37 degrees, I apologize for my wimpiness. Just calling it the way I see it. Iker takes the snap. It's a bit low. He hands it off to Aiden Lippert, who gets about 3 yards. So that was 3rd and 6 or so. So now we're looking at 4th and 2. And it looks like LCC is sticking with the offense. Iker off to the sidelines getting his play.
4th and 2 from the 39-yard line.
Now a little bit of a shift in membership there for LCC. Iker coming in now with the play, so LCC clearly going for it. 4th and 2 from the 39-yard line. One wide out to the left and to the right, one in the backfield. Aiden Lippert there waiting for the open field. Takes the handoff, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. And LCC will not convert this 4th down. So it's going to be San Marcos ball. They're going to take over 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line.
From the 38-yard line.
So LCC not converting the 4th downs tonight, but showing some aggressiveness and going for it at least. So we like that. At least I do. Maybe it's nerve-wracking for some other people, but I like it. I like it a little bit. Well, it's, I don't even have a horse in the race, so, it's not like it's any big deal to me, right? San Marcos, Busher takes the handoff, and he gets blasted through to about the 43-yard line, so that's a gain of 5. So 2nd and 5.
Martinez on the coverage for the Mavericks.
J. Mart on the tackle.
2nd and 5 from the 43-yard line.
J. Mart having a good year as well. J. Mart, one of several football players nominated for Homecoming King tonight. So we'll hopefully get to see the festivities. And J. Mart almost getting a hand on that pass, but that one is complete to number 3, Gavin Shervaney. And that's a big gain and a whole fresh set of downs all the way up to the LCC 40. So Emmett Brown showing his prowess as a passing quarterback.
Gain of 17 on the play, 1st and 10.
Gervais with 17 receptions, 340 yards up to this point. And adding to that tonight, Busher takes the handoff, and he gets about 5 yards. So that's going to be 2nd and 5 from the LCC 35. San Marcos pressuring towards the red zone again. 4:20 left in the second quarter. The announcer, as always, reminding the student section that the cheering comes free with the price of a ticket. But they're still quiet. They're paying attention to something else at the moment. So 3rd and 1. 3rd and a short one for San Marcos here on the 30.5-yard line.
5 on the play.
No long down situations tonight. No big losses, tackles for loss, no major penalties, which is good to see. Student section getting a little bit louder now. Brown takes the handoff. Busher almost stopped in the backfield. Instead, he gets a running lane, more than enough for the first down, all the way down to the 14-yard line of LCC. Deep into the red zone and knocking on the door once again. Busher running out, looking for a sub. Looked like he might have been a little shaken up on that play. Caden Vonnet in the running back position. 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Shift in the Maverick defense. The handoff goes to number 5. He's looking for some running room around the side. He finds it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, San Marcos. And that looked easy.
Davion Reese, the ball carrier, touchdown, nice, 16 yards.
He made that look easy. So the San Marcos Knights go up 12-7 pretty quickly in this game with only 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Evan Vanderhey in for the extra point. Unless they're going for 2, which is, it looks like that's what they're doing. They're going 2. They got 2 wideouts to the left and right, 1 in the backfield. Emmett Brown in shotgun, looking for the snap. He's now looking to the sidelines for a change in play. And Vonnet switches to his left instead of Brown's right. There's a man in motion. Brown takes the snap. He's looking to pass. He throws to the right-hand side. Looked like Vonnet might have gotten bumped, but there is no flag. So the score will stay 12-7. San Marcos on top. So San Marcos striking again. LCC looking at 3 minutes to try and make something happen here and to get the lead back before heading in to the halftime locker room. Shout out to my beautiful wife, Allison, who is watching at home. She gets even colder than I do, so if I say it's cold, then she's not coming out of the house. She's a desert rat, born in El Centro and likes the temperature up there, likes it warm. Let me know where else you're watching from so we can give you a shout out. I know that Coach Sovakul's family is watching. Wife Bryn and kids Lila, Luke, and Logan. Great football family, very supportive over the years. Coach Sean's brother Mike is running the end zone camera, and the dad is at every game. Their dad is here at every game. And of course, Casey Sovakul, the defensive coordinator for the Mavericks varsity and the head coach for the junior varsity team, who also had a win tonight. I think 27-7 was the final score, but I'm not positive on that. Don't quote me. But a nice win for them nonetheless. Handoff goes to Aiden Lippert. Finds a little bit of running room and then runs into his own man and a few other people. taken down by number 56, Raja Caruso on San Marcos, but not before he could gain about 3 yards, maybe.
Brought down by Marley Arnaldo. Gain of 4 on the play, 2nd and 6 from the 42-yard line.
Eicher takes the snap, hands off to Lippert again, who's looking for that hole, and he finds it all the way up to about the 48-yard line, and there's a flag on the play. Came in late from the backfield. Maybe holding as the refs talk it over. Personal foul. Shot block on San Marcos.
Personal foul, shot block against the Knights.
So that's going to do the LCC team proud with a first down, and now they're in San Marcos territory. 2:25 left in the second quarter, and LCC marching. They're on the march, trying to get into the end zone and change the score before halftime, change the lead before halftime. LCC quick to the line, Eicher in shotgun. Lippert fakes the handoff. Number 10 got a big mitt in the air. Noah Klein got his big mitts in the air and swatted that ball down. It wasn't going to go anywhere. So Eicher faked the handoff to Lippert and was going to quick pass out into, not pass out, he was going to quick pass the ball off to the right-hand side, and Noah Klein said, "No way, Jose." Actually, his name is Marshall, but anyway, so here we go. We'll try that again. 2nd and 10 from the 38-yard line. And this time the handoff does go to Lippert, who runs straight into a couple of San Marcos players. And looked like he picked up a yard or two.
Lippert, the ball carrier.
But he definitely ran smack dab into a few people. Looked like Jake Bolin was in on the tackle. I'm sure there were others. So we're looking at 3rd and 8 yards to go. It's an important third down for LCC if they want to make something happen before the half. $1:33 left in the second quarter. Handoff goes to Lippert, who gets bounced forward and stretches all the way up to the 30-yard line. Not going to be enough for the first, but darn close. With only 2 yards to go, 4th and 2. I think we were here just a little while ago, deja vu.
Bring up 4th down
and let's see if Coach Sovakul decides to go for it again, and it looks like he's going to as Eicher comes in from the sidelines with the play. It's 4th and a long 2. 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Eicher takes the snap, throws quickly to Lippert, who gets tackled almost immediately. And it looked like that was number 8, Jake Bolin. So that is another turnover on downs. LCC third unsuccessful attempt to convert a 4th down. And in all about the same spot on the field. So again, like to see the aggressiveness. Don't like the results though. 51 seconds left in the second quarter, and the student sections on both sides of the field are kind of jawing at each other.
1st and 10 Knights from the 32-yard line.
So the Knights with a brand new set of downs from the 32. Emmett Brown takes a snap. He's back to pass, rolling to his left. Can't find anybody, then finally lets it go, and it's too late. Throws out of bounds. Was meant for, looked like Michael McDarris. But incomplete. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10
from the 32-yard line.
as the time is running out on this first half of football. Defense getting their signals from Coach Casey Sovakul, the defensive coordinator, waggling them in from the sidelines. Lots of jumping around and threats from the defense. Emmett Brown back to pass under a little bit of pressure and more pressure now. And he throws a long ball again for
Emmett Brown's
McDarris.
There are penalty markers on the play.
But short. So incomplete, but there is a flag on the play. It's here in the offensive backfield here. So we'll find out what this is all about. Could have been holding. It is holding against San Marcos.
Offensive holding against the Knights.
So that's going to back them up probably 10. And that's going to be our first long down situation. San Marcos is using those, they have like a big grid poster on the sidelines. I've always thought that was interesting. A lot of college teams have the posters and the faces and pictures and all that weird stuff. There is one of those on the sidelines of San Marcos. It's kind of interesting. But whoever was holding it up just got told to put it down. So apparently they're going to be doing something else, I guess. I don't know. San Marcos is now second and 26, so that was a 15-yard penalty. Second and 26. Brown hands it off this time to Busher, who actually gets forward by about 6 yards. Clearly not enough for the first down, but a decent gain nonetheless. J-Mart on the tackle. 29 seconds left in the second half, or second quarter, first half. LCC calling a timeout now. So stay tuned for halftime as much as we're able to. We're going to try and show you the halftime festivities. Homecoming king and queen being decided. And if you look over on the sidelines now, you'll see that sign I was talking about. Looks like Paul Rudy is in the top corner of that sign. Paul Rudy from PPR, Papa Pig. I can't see what else is in the grid, but there's like 4 images on this thing. There's like 4 different people. But Papa Pig is one of them, and maybe the other one might be. It looked like maybe who's the guy from Shark Tank, the coach of the or the owner of the Mavericks? Mark Cuban, maybe? Is that Mark Cuban? Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of weird. Like I said, a lot of college teams do that kind of stuff. I honestly don't know how it works, or maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
3rd and 19.
Anyway, so Mavericks playing it safe here, and their secondary's not lining up on the line. They're back off into the deeper part of the field as Emmett Brown's under the pressure of the Maverick defense, and he gets a run off and actually gains about almost 10 yards. Looks like he gained about 10, but he's still, I think that gets him back to 4th and 10, I think, or 11. Yeah.
9 on the play brings up 4th and 10 from the 32-yard line.
So my guess with 21 seconds, why 21 seconds? Wasn't that what was on the clock before? Did we not run any time off the clock? Okay, well, San Marcos into punt. Jaden Lucian and Caden Wadsworth deep to receive for LCC.
Jaden Lucian and Caden Wadsworth receiving to the Mavericks.
The snap is good. The punt is off. It's high but short. And the fair catch is called. Let's see. And Jaden Lucian calls for the fair catch and downs it at the 41-yard line. LCC will take over right there. Looks like the 40.5-yard line. Well, a little bit of time came off the clock on that one. 13 seconds left in the first half. We were talking about this before, how the halftime festivities, a lot of the football players, or several football players, are nominated for Homecoming King. We talked about this. Us older folks used to pick the queen at halftime and the king at the dance. As Eicher takes the shotgun snap, he's looking, he's got a good amount of time, but then ran out of time. As number 10, Noah Klein, found his way into the backfield and into Marshall Eicher's home. Took him down, and that is the end of the half. Scores 12-7, and the Mavs go into the locker room needing to make some changes, some especially defensive changes, but also wanting to convert those 4th downs as well. Not helping them at all when they can't convert the 4th downs. So as I had mentioned before, we are celebrating homecoming here at
At the 50
LCC.
yard line, we have
So,
a special halftime show tonight.
We are going to show you as
with
much
freshmen,
of the
JV, and
halftime
varsity
show
cheer,
as
JV, and
possible.
varsity dance teams, and the Maverick Brigade.
The only problem we have
Olivia Pacheco.
is when
This music was arranged by
music
composer
is
German
commercial
leader
music.
Jared Fine.
It makes it a little bit weird
They'll be
for us.
performing
It means
Every
we
Time
can't
Touch, as performed by Cascada,
put the video up
by
online
junior Jared Fine.
because it then gets shut down for copyright. And obviously we don't want that, but there's not much we can do about it. So at least for the time being, we may mask out the audio, we may not. We'll let you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Maverick Brigade, JV varsity cheer, JV varsity dance, along with the freshman cheer and twirler Olivia Pacheco. And now, Maverick family, the moment you've been anxiously awaiting. Let's bring out our 2019 homecoming court.
Okay, so obviously this is the moment that everybody's been looking forward to, finding out who the homecoming king and queen are going to be. The red carpet has been rolled out on the 50-yard line with a nice trellis decorated with animals and stuff. Very cool. And so all of the couples are going to line up there on the gold boxes. And I think the way it works is whoever wins, they scatter confetti over the top of them, and I think maybe there's a special confetti for the winner, something along those lines. And of course, we wanted to shout out our end zone cameraman, Mike Sovacool, who admitted sheepishly that he was actually the homecoming king of his high school, his senior year. And he was, yeah, so he says, so he claims. And he was the one that was talking to us about how the queen was chosen at halftime and the king was chosen at the dance after the game because that would give him a chance to shower, because now it's going to be a bunch of gross, sweaty football players on the field with these girls that are going to be all dolled up looking nice. But that's the way you do it, because the other thing that's different nowadays is rather than have the dance on the same night as the homecoming game, the dance is now
ladies
the
and
following
gentlemen,
night.
please
So
give
the homecoming dance for LCC will be
round of
Saturday
applause
night.
for our freshman
tomorrow
lord
night.
and lady, Tyler Robles and Selena Tsai.
So I don't know anything about
Tyler
the
Robles is the freshman homecoming lord.
people that are on
He
the
enjoys
court,
bodyboarding to the beach,
other than a few of the football
chilling with the
players.
Kickers,
So I'll let
and
the
being with the
announcer
boys.
do
Tyler's
the
main goals
talking.
in life are to grow up, to be tall, and to run for president. He wants to shout out his boys, Mark Jacob Eachin, Cooper Mao, Ryan Norbaum, his brother Carson Robles, and his parents Murtas and Durtas, and his backup dad, varsity kicker Joe Bowman. Also welcome Selena Tsai, 2019 homecoming lady. Selena enjoys traveling, playing volleyball, and hanging out with her friends. She loves an adventure and being spontaneous. Selena's goal in life is to go to as many places as possible. A fun fact about her is that she has shred a lot of weight since elementary school. She would like to thank her Mavs, volleyball squad, friends, and parents Cicely and Ed Tsai. Next up are sophomore Duke and Duchess, Zoom Esplin and London Haberfield. Everyone give a warm welcome to the remarkably tall Zoom. He loves long walks on the beach. His favorite tool is a big wrench, and he enjoys football and wrecking Joe Goddard. He most of all loves his family and pet gopher. London Haberfield is a sophomore homecoming winner. London plays volleyball as a libero, and her height is 5 feet 1.5 inches. She loves to hang with her friends and family and loves anything that has to do with ocean. Her goal in life is to grow. And now we have Junior Prince and Princess Joe Hurt with Caroline Dunn. Joe is stoked to be on homecoming court alongside the gorgeous Caroline. He's a dog in life, the proud father of 3 pups, playful and love, sitting in the back of the Fortnite bus. Shout out to his dogs from the kennel, Garrett, Hunter, Tyler, Nate, Cole, Wads, Crip, Connor Atherton, and Colby. Caroline is very proud to have the iconic song Sweet Caroline written about her. She's a proud LCC cheerleader, always bringing energy to her fellow Mavs. Apparently she's a terrible singer and an even worse unicycle rider, but we love her anyway. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your senior class king and queen nominations. First up, we have Elsie Paulson and Jason J. Martinez. Elsie would pay a large amount of money to get out of this event, but when she's not stressing, she loves to run and swim in her bright-colored swim caps. She spends most of her time with her friends at the library. Her prized possession is her North Face backpack. When Jason isn't playing football, you can find him hanging out with his friends, family, and especially his girlfriend, Elise. Correction, Elsie. If you want to achieve the classic J-Mart look, make sure you're carrying around 64-ounce hydro flask and you have your earbuds in at all times, listening to the growlers especially. Jason's favorite thing in the whole wide world is his cat mustache, who goes by the nickname Steez. Next up, Ellie Pasqua and Chad Nushi. Ellie loves to make it very clear to her peers that she spends basically all of her time dancing, as you can see from her large amount of dance videos on Instagram, and she's a dance team captain. She loves smiling, spending time with her friends and family, and cruising down the 101 in her white Tacoma truck with country music blasting and the windows down. Yeah, class of 2020. Chad Nushi spends most of his time playing sports. His 2 favorites are football and basketball. He loves spending time with his friends and listening to Playboy Cardi as loud as he can in his car. You can always find him in the town center eating Chipotle burrito with his teammates. Shout out to Saywitz, Garrett, and Tyler Brown. And now, please welcome Michelle Joe and Alex Motawi. Michelle Joe is proud to be on the homecoming court. And first of all, she really wants to let everyone know that they have been saying her last name wrong. It is pronounced Joe, not Zhao. Michelle didn't talk much in the beginning, but she's grown much more confident over the years. Michelle loves baking, sleeping, and her phone is her baby. Michelle wants to shout out her homies Jason Martinez, Alex Motawe, and Trevor Ortiz. The other members on the homecoming court, Miss Sijit, Amira, Camilla, Austin, Rebecca, Izzy Macy, and a lot of other people, plus her parents. Also known as Flex, Alec is a champion of the people. He loves to run, sing, dance, and post daily vlogs on YouTube at Alex Matawi. His favorite color is tie-dye, and his plan for Saturdays to fight the Ender Dragon with the boys and stares himself in the mirror. Shout out to the unbranded cattle. Put your hands together for Marshall Eicher and Susie Schaefer and Olivia Stevens. Susie loves going to the beach and hanging out with her dog Sadie. She has loved her past 4 years at LCC, made amazing by her family, teachers, and the best friends the girl could ask for. Shout out to IB and Girls Lax. Go Mavs. Marshall loves anime and his beautiful girlfriend Susie. He is the quarterback of our Maverick football team, and when he isn't practicing football, you can find him playing Mario Kart or coding in this computer science class. He's super stoked to be here. Go Mavs. Olivia can always be found running around LCC, but she may look taller now if she isn't standing next to someone who's 6'5". You can find her in the gym at 6 a.m. cheer practice or finally completing her art requirement during 7th period. She's extremely loud, and by no coincidence has been a cheerleader and ASB member for 4 years at LCC. Her proudest moment is winning CIF cheerleading championship. She would like to thank all the people who made her high school experience so great, especially her family, her teachers, and her amazing friends. Go Mavericks! Finally, we have Rose Machado, along with Alex Absatz. Rose Machado needs no introduction, but she did want us to mention that during her spare time, you'll frequently find her memorizing Beyonce performances. And when she graduates, she wants to be remembered by her one daily quote, "I'm never late, everyone else is just early." Shout out to Filetes on that one. Most commonly referred to as Absatz, Alex is the nicest kid you'll ever meet. He's a great friend to have. He puts a smile on the faces of every member of the Maverick family. He's proud to be a Maverick and bleeds green, gold, and blue. We are super hyped to have such a standout guy on our 2019 homecoming court. Unfortunately, we're missing one of our beloved homecoming court members, Ozzie Nicholas. You can always find him on the football field leading his team to victory, and just today, he committed to Princeton University to continue his football career. We love you, big man Ozzie. And now, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. If we only had a drummer. Your homecoming king and queen of 2019 are 3, 2, 1. Alex Motali and Michelle Joe.
And there you have it. The homecoming queen and king have been chosen. Michelle and Alex. All right, glad you could join us for the homecoming festivities.
Thank you very much.
Probably going to return you to our music loop for the remainder of the halftime.
And big man Chucky in the middle.
And we'll see you back here for third quarter action. LCC matching up with the San Marcos Knights tonight.
And if ever a traitor to myself I be. I'm pushing the limits, I'm testing my luck, and just like a letter, I will self-destruct. Traitor to myself I be. Internal combustion, chewing the leash, severe repercussions at the very least.
All right. Going to go over our sponsors one more time because we love our sponsors. Starting out with our big sponsors, Viasat and the Lippert family. For all your AV needs, get in touch with Viasat at viasat.com. And our second large sponsor is Vladan Trifunovic, State Farm Insurance Agent. Vladan Trifunovic, vladtheagent.com is how you can get in touch with him for all your insurance needs. Rounding off the list of green sponsors, we have Compass Real Estate, Laura Rosalinsky, Dream Dinners, Longevity Physical Therapy, North County School of Driving, the Blair and L.J. Nicholas Charitable Fund, Veterinary Specialty Associates, there you got your first look at Bob the cameraman. I don't think you were picking your nose, but it was definitely in the shot. Okay. All right, now our list of blue sponsors: Beam Orthodontics, Dr. Jeffrey Schaefer, Bicor Construction, City Ballet of San Diego, Core Orthopedics, Crust Pizzeria, Davis Pediatric Dentistry, Dick's Sporting Goods, EOS Fitness, Flippin' Pizza, Frederick's Electric, Full Smile Orthodontics, Dr. Adams, Coldwell Banker, Gretchen Mitchell, Jersey Mike's in La Costa Town Center, Jody Gunderson and Earl Curtis, Malloy's, Randy Jolson College Consulting, Rosati's, Seaside Wealth Management, Squire Milner CPAs, Tom Goddard, and Yummy Cupcakes. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors. We sure appreciate you and all that you do for us throughout the season. Welcome back to LCC, One Maverick Way in the Maverick Stadium, and you are listening and watching the LCC Maverick Football Network. We are glad you're here for the game as we pick up third quarter action between the LCC Mavericks and the San Marcos Knights. The score 12-7, San Marcos striking early in the first quarter, missing their extra point, and then striking again with about 3 minutes left in the second quarter and going for two and failing. And of course in the middle there, LCC put their own touchdown on the board with a successful extra point, hence the current score 12-7. Joe Bowman in to kick off for LCC. And I'm not even going to try and guess those numbers for San Marcos. I think I see number 5. Xavion Reese is deep, but it's going to go in the end zone anyway, so it just don't matter. Touchback for LCC. San Marcos is going to get their first set of downs at the 20-yard line here in the third quarter. Hope you enjoyed the first half of football and also the homecoming festivities, announcing the king and queen. And now we're back to football. Remember, we always encourage you to reach out via the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. I actually spoke to somebody who was working in our concession stand that told me that they were watching the LCC Oceanside game last week, 2 weeks ago, from Italy. So if she wasn't lying, that's officially our longest our longest viewer, or our farthest viewer, as Busher takes the ball and gains about 2 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 22-yard line. So Italy is our furthest viewer so far. But I immediately said, why didn't you jump in the chat box? And she didn't have an excuse for me. So be it.
Hey, cheerleaders, how do you feel?
Emmett Brown in a quarterback for San Marcos, as he has been. Man in motion and flags are in motion.
Flag on the play.
And it's false start against San Marcos. It's going to back them up. And replay of 2nd down. So it'd be interesting to hear or see what went down in the locker room for LCC. Clearly in need of some adjustments on defense and on offense. Although they're playing a good game, it's not quite good enough to get the W. So they got to make some changes. It'd be interesting to know what they talked about. So now 2nd and 13.
2nd and 13 from the 17-yard line.
San Marcos from their own 17-yard line as Emmett Brown takes the snap, hands it off, and breaking free and fumbling the ball. I'm not sure who that was, but it looks like he might have been down because there isn't a lot of excitement. Either that or they recovered their own ball. So maybe it was Jalen Boehner was the runner, possibly. But bottom line is they did not fumble, but they also did not gain.
And the fumble,
1st and 10.
Covered by Jalen Boehner.
Going to take care of some other duties here as this player is injured. We'll be back. Keep watching the game.